Welcome to Le Corte Bistro. My name is Chef Nicolas. I am here to do one of our most famous dishes, as all our dishes are famous here at Le Corte Bistro. We're gonna do some lamb rack with a persilade encrustment, which is basically just a crusted lamb. Gonna get a nice sear on it, pop it in the oven. It's gonna be delicious. Put some nice little demi on there, a little side dish, and you have it's phenomenal. All right, so what we start with is we have our garlic, our parmesan, our breadcrumbs, and of course, our parsley. And then what we do is gonna put that in a Robot-Coupe. If you don't have a Robot-Coupe at home, you can use a regular traditional blender. Just try to pulse it. You don't wanna run it through because you don't wanna emulsify everything. You wanna keep things like kind of in a breadcrumb texture. As you see here, it's kind of still very powdery. So that's gonna be able to crust on there. You're gonna pulse that through, get that ready. You're gonna get a nice hard sear on your lamb, and we'll go into the lamb in just a moment here. And then once you take that out, you're gonna rub it down with a little Dijon, traditional Dijon you can get just at your local grocery store. And then pat it down, pop it in the oven, get it nice and crusted, slice it down the middle, and there you go. So let's get into our lamb here. That's our traditional lamb rack. It's uncleaned. So I'm gonna kind of break down how you would clean a lamb. I wanna put gloves on so everyone's not like, oh, you're touching blood and then touching food and then touching your face and then, yeah, go from there. So here we have our lamb rack. We got our fat back here. We're gonna just take this off. All under here is the silver skin, which you would take off all through here. And then you have these knuckles in here that you would wanna kind of each individually take this out and then clean your bones, which is called French machining. And it's gonna make your bones nice and clean. And then if you do this real quick, just, must be nice. Look at that speed and accuracy right there. I literally just did that under the table. That's our French cleaned rack. So go in for the nice sear, mustard, crust, back in the oven, out, slice, link it up, you're good to go. Of course, I have a little olive oil here just because olive oil is amazing. And remember, like I said before, if you don't use olive oil, stop cooking. So let's get in the kitchen and get started and go from there.
Pulls inside the pan. That's how you know it's starting to get a little hot. So we can, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna wrap our lamb bones here before we get it started in the hot pan. As you see, we got the ripples going. You know, it's getting nice hot, starting getting to a smoking point. This is gonna protect the bones from burning, and the bones are a really good part of the presentation. So make sure we get a nice even seasoning on both sides. Don't be a little girl when you season. Don't go, just get it on there, man. We're gonna start by seasoning the back side of the lamb. Nice drag, make sure the pan's nice and hot enough. Get full flame going on there, nice. We're getting a nice hard sear on the lamb here. Nice hard sear on the lamb here, boom. Make sure you get all the sides. Get the front. I always do the front next. Alright, what we got here, we got our lamb. We're gonna bring this over to the oven. Get out of there! Alright, you wanna cook it with this side down. This is gonna be our presentation side. You wanna get that the hardest sear. So we already seared the back up. So let's throw this in the oven. I have my oven at 350 degrees. During service, typically is gonna be at 450. It's a little quicker, but for all intents and purposes, we're doing it that way. Alright, so in the meantime, we're gonna get our veg going. We got some carrots, potatoes. I don't know if I have any broccoli raw. Or broccolini. Ooh. There you go. No, broccolini is the stems here. The broccolini. So you get a nice sear on here. Nice hard sear. Take those bones out, see the tinfoil kind of protected it. Got this nice sear. Got the other side's very hot. We're just gonna rest this meat now. Let's actually just set it right here to rest. Here we're resting our meat. It's always important to rest your meat. Depending on the cook time, rule of thumb generally is half the time that the lamb is cooked for, you wanna rest it for. So we cook that in overall 6-7 minutes, so like it's give or take mid-rare. And then we're just gonna let it sit for 3-4 minutes before we start crusting up and popping in the oven for presentation. Got a nice hot pan over here. We're gonna add some oil. This is gonna be our veg. You see nice ripples in the oil. You see a little smoke, so you know it's the smoking point. dusted potatoes, dusted in rosemary, some garlic and olive oil, roasted carrots, and a little bit of broccolini. One thing I like always doing with my veg is I always like adding a little bit of acids, a little bit of lemon juice, or lime juice. Just so happen to have lemon juice closest to my hand here. These veggies are nice and sauteed and heated up. Put that up there to rest. It's nice and protected, not as good as we would normally want. As you see here, the juice is starting to leave it. That's part of the resting process. Because the whole point is you want the juices to release on wherever you're resting your meat, whether I usually do it in a butter bath during service, but it's very important to rest your meat so the juices end up here and the rest of them are in the meat and locked, because you don't want to cut into something and let all that juice get onto the plate. That's no good. Nobody likes that. When they're cutting into a steak, cutting into a lamb, and all the juices release on the plate, then you're losing a lot of flavor. Our Dijon mustard, I'm just going to apply this here. All over, nice, fully seared. I'm going to give it a nice kick to it. Got our parsley. Get the encrustment going. All sides once again. Good amount on there, really pack it on there. Get a nice thick layer of crust on there. And then the key is when you pop it back in the oven to reheat and get that encrustment, is this side up. Right here, you want that facing up because you want that to be fully encrusted and you want that to be the darkest part of the lamb. Alright, I think it's about time. Our meat's rested enough. We can pop this lamb rack right in the oven. We're just going to heat it up, get a nice crust in maybe 1 minute, 2 minutes. Like I said, I'm at 350. Not necessarily what I do during service. Usually I have it at 450. Makes it a little bit more of a quicker process.
Get into character. Bonjour, welcome back. We have the lamb ready with the encrustment and our demi-glaze. And this here at the Corte Bistro, we like to call it a plate. I don't know where you call it, where you come from, but here we call it a plate. It's very important whenever slicing a meat to make sure your knife is very sharp. And it's also very important when you're slicing meat to never really cut into the meat. One solid swipe. Lambs are a little more tricky because of the bones. But here we hold. One motion. Finished. Let's check our temperature. This is a nice, beautiful medium, which traditionally is best for a lamb. The lamb is together, very nice, very tight. Here, we have our veggies. We have some broccolini, some potato, and carrot. I will place this towards the camera so it's nicer for you. Beautiful. Beautiful! Ooh. This is our demi-glace. Here we have our finished plate with our encrusted basilé lamb rack with a beautiful carrot, potato, and broccolini over top with our veal stock demi-glace. So it's a very beautiful presentation, intertwined. Here, the bones are intertwined to represent the intertwining of our love, a passion for me and for my food and for my customer. So if you are a guest in my restaurant at Le Corte Bistro, you will get the love in every plate and beautiful presentation like it is on what we call here at Le Corte Bistro a plate. So thank you very much. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel and follow me on Instagram at Chef Nicholas Nutrition. Bonjour, au revoir, bon appétit.